Don't miss in 26. Check out the highlights for New Comic Book Day March 4th, 2026. Batman moves to issue number 7. Absolute Superman and Flash continue, and the end of DCKO is revealed. Iceman and Moonstar release new number 1s. Star Wars focuses on the Red Menace in Shadow of Maul. The X-Men get an annual. Find out what it takes to clear your name after being in the wrong place, at the wrong time. All while going in and out of consciousness in Narco. The extremely limited Marvel Team-Up number 14 is back, and Lost Fantasy continues. Explore the lands unknown in the world of Hellboy with The Skinless Man. The highly anticipated insectoid thriller Nectar drops. Sonic the Hedgehog gets a racing one-shot. Get what you want, and more, at iwantmorecomics.com.
Tuesday.
Welcome, one and all, to the hype. This is the half-hour hype where we jump up ahead of the lines before New Comic Book Day starts tomorrow and tell you about all the really cool stuff available right now, right here on the website. So for those of you watching along, make sure that you get your pen and pencils out and make sure you know what you want for your personal collection. Keith, how do you join us?
You can jump right to the World Wide Web, that great thing invented back in the 90s. Open your browser and go to iwantmorecomics.com. It'll drop you there with a nice little menu that says shop and new releases this week, and you will be right there and waiting. Also, if you are a Hold Slot member, you can jump directly into the portal and place your requests inside there. It just makes the steps a little bit easier if you're using the portal there for Hold Slot members. But feels like hype's easier right now. Like we're in an era that it's tails wagging the dog, man. Like by the time I get on to the camera, like everybody's already decided what the hottest thing is. So I'm just leaning into what you guys say, you know. The world dictates what goes on. Yeah, it is interesting to try to stay on top of what everybody wants to grab. This is today's show is about stuff that we already have available. So right now, if you were trying to get some of that really hot stuff for cheap, you're a little late, but now the goal is to get that hot stuff before it's gone. And that is happening as we speak. Every single time we do this show, we will sell out of something before we open the doors on Wednesday morning. So I welcome all of the people, the savvy people that are watching us right now, making sure you don't miss out on the things you actually want. And we're going to kick off right here with our ever thankful comment here from Nam about where do I go when I'm looking at DCKO? Oof, DCKO. Oh, I'm so excited. I am so nerdy excited about DCKO's finale. One of the bigger crossover events that I think has been really, really well received. DCKO 5 drops this week and ends our big crossover event, beginning a whole new era of DC continuity. There are a few special ones before I talk about which variant you should pick up for DCKO 5. I think we should bring attention to an update that happened that even Keith and I weren't aware about. DC is doing reprints of a few things, like their third printing for DCKO number 1. They actually have a DC All-In special number 1, and they changed the artwork on us. They changed it on everybody. Yeah, so we did not know. It was a little update as well. It was going to be a wraparound cover or this. And when people really started paying attention to what the elements of this cover here are, fire was declared on the internet. It was named the It Book of your reprints. And we've got actually 2 of those this week. But this book has spiked up a little bit. The All-In special happened a long time ago. It really did, yeah. Wasn't this pre-Absolute? That is correct. It was before everything. It's what kicks off basically all the way the close of the all-in special is DCKO 5, which is why they're doing this kind of reboot. But this is what kicked off the Absolute Universe, was the all-in special from Scott Snyder and Joshua Williamson.
So that book is exploded, and we have limited supply of it in and available right now. I've already seen some orders coming across from it, but while you still see it on the website, it should still be available.
Yeah, I would pick that up tonight if you're even slightly interested. The cover for DCKO, I already posted it a very long time ago. I say we hang it in the Louvre. It is Daniel Warren Johnson's variant. That is phenomenal. There isn't one beating it in my humble, unbiased opinion. However, if I have to pick a different one, I really have liked Dan Mora's. But I think it's a toss-up between Mike Del Mundo's awesome Dark Side or Jerome Pena doing a masterclass on anatomy and superhero anatomy and awesomeness. So that's my top three: Daniel Warren Johnson, Mike Del Mundo, and Jerome Pena. But honestly, like always, when you suggest this, I don't think there's a miss. I think that the AEW cameo is for my AEW fans, so I'm not going to harp on that. But even the A cover is so menacing, kind of ominous. If you've been reading DCKO, this is real big. So don't miss. Pick one for sure. Hopefully that helped you out.
We're not allowed to spoiler out what goes on in here, but Richie, can you confirm with me you did not win? You personally did not win the KO battle and have the Heart of Darkseid.
I do not. Yes, okay. That's correct.
At least we can start there.
Yeah.
We were concerned for a bit, but
my POV is the Steve Scorsese variant. That's what happened to me in DCKO.
All right, let's see the Richie. It did happen.
Yeah, that was me.
You got Omega beamed?
I did, yes.
Okay,
yes.
Fair. All right.
All right.
Take you out. So again, there are several reprints there if you guys want to take a look.
Yes.
The Harley Quinn versus Satana, back from that early the All Fight
Month, yeah.
And coming with a new cover here from Godtail is going to have a little bit of excitement. That's cool. Not to slouch on. The Red Hood Joker, and then even DCKO #1 got a third print.
There you go. All right. From there, we can jump into a couple new #1s. We'll talk about there's not a ton, but we'll jump over to Image Comics because another big one that we had talked about before drops. This one is gaining heat. I wouldn't say that it's scorching hot yet, so there's still time to grab it up. But Narco #1 releases. This is a normal kid that has a really bad form or rare form of narcolepsy. Passes out after he gets excited. So anytime he gets excited, he passes out. He's adapted to it, but unfortunately, when he gets infatuated with the girl next door, he accidentally passes out, wakes up next to her dead body, and now has to find a way to clear his name. That is the basis of the story. I think it's going to be a fun thriller-style book with a lot of humor, and I do think that people are going to really enjoy it. So,
variants on that have already been cleaned out. We are down to just the main cover on that. The Invincible variant just got snatched up way too quick today with additional orders.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot going on here in Image, if you want to break away from your
absolutely go for
#1 tour to a whole bunch of old #1s.
Yes.
There is a reissue of a lot of the Image first, and we have stock in this, which played both 95 and 2024, 7 to Eternity. What was my other ones here? Low, Darkness, Bitterroot, and Chew. Now, and Farrell's here also. So what's an Image first? It's a $1 reprint of the book. So if any of these, it's a great time to just read, like the number one issue. If it was something like, oh, I've never tried Chew, would I like that? For $1, you can do a little sampling, and if you do enjoy it, then you can jump into trade paperbacks and play catch up from there. At the same time, kind of not really number one-ish, but important there is your Marvel team up. This is weird because it's underneath Image Comics, but it's a Marvel book, facsimile edition. Well, it's in association, in agreement with the good old granddaddy of them all, Robert Kirkman.
Yes.
Out there, the man of entertainment. He is getting to reprint his story that he told in Marvel Team Up number 14. That was the crossover of Invincible seeing Spider-Man in the Marvel Universe. And so it's great that we have the A cover there and that you can turn around and have a facsimile edition of this. It's a very hard comic to get your hands on because of the popularity. And it wasn't popular back then, but people have been snatching it up then. But man, Murderer's Row again on variant options. And
Agreed.
McFarlane stands out pretty heavy because you do get McFarlane drawing Spider-Man again.
The voice, the word bubble is also hilarious in that. Where he says, "Hi, Todd."
I thought, because that would be a smart ass type of thing that he would do.
I love it.
Yeah, great stuff in that area. Now we can return you to your normally scheduled.
Yeah, and feel free to jump in because there's a lot of items like that this week where it's kind of like, oh, and we have to kind of talk about that and talk about that. So moving on to some kids number ones, we have from Keen Spot, the Pooh Bear Adventures. As we know, Pooh Bear is open IP, so anybody can kind of make their own story. This one is, a lot of people use that to kind of go dark and sinister, but this is going to be more of a all ages kind of storytelling of Pooh Bear and adventures. So I think that if you're interested, I would pick that up. As well as IDW has Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Racing Crossworlds one-shot. This is tying into the new video game. So if your kiddos are into that, I would suggest picking that up. If you have kiddos at home that you're trying to get into comics, I'm going to tease a little bit that we have a really cool thing going on in April with our good friend Stan Yan. He's released a book this last September, and it is he's known for his awesome all ages books and his real attention to kind of speaking from the perspective of a kiddo without dumbing it down. And he's got a really great book coming out, and we're going to be celebrating that on April 4th this year. So be on the lookout. I've got lots more announcements to come. I just wanted to tease that as well.
Well, and we just got confirmation where copies are shipping to us right now.
Ooh,
so
okay.
it's going to be Friday or Monday that it arrives here. So we will be able to start pre-selling the book. The book is launched, but the story inside the book revolves around the date 4/4.
That's correct.
I'm without derailing us too much here about getting into it. The event is very tailored to the content of the book, and we're going to have a blast on that Saturday.
Yeah, very excited for it. We will jump into there's a blind bag for Thundercats Lost in Time. I just wanted to highlight that if you're interested. I think it probably came late because it was a blind bag from Dynamite. So if you want to pick that up, now's the time.
Yep, this is one of the cheaper ones. It contains one book into it instead of multiple copies, but does contain some exclusive covers that are only available in the blind bag.
There you go. Marvel has two number ones I'm kind of excited to talk about, both from the X-Men world. We will start with Iceman Omega. This is, kind of talking about the big bad that is Iceman. We all know Iceman from his comic books and journeys. He's had a few ongoings and mini stories himself. This is kind of focusing back in on where he is now and kind of adjusting to his love life and power level.
I believe Iceman Omega here is a one-shot.
Okay.
So this is a self-contained story. You get
Fantastic.
it all. You get it all in one. And you don't,
It says I think it's a beloved 4-part Infinity comic.
The
Oh,
same.
but it's first time in print. So this was from the web.
yeah. So
you.
it is the 4 parts were on Infinity, and then this is a collection of all of it.
Thank you.
So you get the entire total story right here.
There it is. That makes sense. It went bonkers on the web and they made it a physical copy.
Yep.
All right. Then we move on to Moonstar, who I'm not insanely familiar with, but I know that Keith knows stuff.
I like Danny a lot.
Yeah, I believe I've heard you talk about Danny before, so I thought you would really be interested in a new #1 for Moonstar.
So Danny comes from original New Mutants.
New Mutants, yep.
But then has some sidetracking and some side stories because Danny has spent time as a Valkyrie. Danny has spent time as a villain, but not really a villain, maybe just infiltrating a bad terrorist group kind of thing.
Right. Okay.
Danny has been a SHIELD agent.
Oh, nice.
So Danny is Native American and has focused very much on keeping truthful to some spiritual roots, but also very, very core to her protective nature in protecting others kind of idea. And she's back to a kind of more of a classic costume design on this that is absolutely fantastic. I do think the 1 in 25 Joelle Jones does it the greatest.
Yeah,
it's
so good. Yeah.
But this is a I don't know the writer Ashley Allen, so I don't have any idea as to where the story is going to actually go with this. But as a character that I do care of and how they're doing X-Men type characters right now, I have no problem in life checking this out to see what's going to go on.
Excellent. From a character I don't know well to a character I feel pretty confident in knowing, Star Wars is going to have a new #1 called Shadow of Maul. This is going to be the prelude to the upcoming Disney Plus show where we're going to kind of jump into Darth Maul's underground kind of Black Ops mercenary team that he builds.
Yeah, is he got a crime lord? What's going on?
Yeah, there's a little bit of that. So it's him kind of building that legacy. The thing, obviously, I'm a huge fan, especially of the animated version of Maul. Actually, I have Keith to blame for that because he was the one pushing Rebels to me. But it is, if you haven't given that a chance, you really should. You will fall in love with Darth Maul in a big, bad way. And this is very exciting. The thing I will also add to make it even better, outside of a gorgeous Derek Chew cover, Benjamin Percy is writing it, which is the same person that's writing and has written for Punisher. He did the Red Band, and he's doing currently on the ongoing. So I think that this is going to go pretty hard for Darth Maul and Star Wars fans both.
We are absolutely expecting a for adults type story here with the villain. I don't think you're going to go so crazy like Red Band.
No. Yeah.
But I do think that you are not talking about a nice guy and telling tales around the campfire.
Right. Yeah.
Let us not ignore what Mr. Dan Benoni is doing.
Is he on a level or what, man? I just don't understand.
That man has decided that just a little bit of NOS in the tank is the right thing, right fuel mixture that he's running. And he cannot miss. He cannot miss right now.
I have yet to see one. So, he's still a 10 out of 10. Absolutely the best variant, but there are still really good variants in there as well. I think that's it for Marvel. So we'll jump over to Mad Cave Studios with Exploit #1. This is a dying magazine that kind of had to turn into just kind of fake rumor mill magazine because the print is dying, runs into one of the biggest stories of all time and uncovers a shocking secret from a tech billionaire. And they decide to use what little power they have left with their printing company to expose all of its messiness, and then craziness ensues. So I think it's got some legs there for a ton of reasons, especially socially now. If that's into your kind of writing style or reading style, I think you should give it a shot.
Yep.
Over at Oni Press, we have one that I know will sell out before the weekend. It's called Cult of Lamb Last Sacrament Special. Anytime we have Cult of Lamb, it just sells out. I don't know what to tell you. It is a popular game. It has a very loyal fan base, and I will get phone calls by Friday asking me if we have it still on the shelf. So grab that up now.
Rian Gonzalez has both a regular and a foil version here. And
which works perfectly with the IP.
Oh, just so well, just so good. I also think that people are going to pick up heavier on this week, especially with how the popularity of Murder Drones was. And that you just have a little bit of a similar visual. I'm not telling you this because I said, with, oh, you like Murder Drones, you should get over here. No. What I'm talking about is that some of the things that influence people's buying decisions are, just what was most recently in their mind, and that extra people will grab into this now because of that factor. So if it's on your wavering list, make the decision today.
Excellent. From there, we're going to go to Dark Horse Comics into the Lands of Unknown. From Mike Mignola and the Hellboy universe, we have The Skinless Man, written by Ben Stenbeck. Going to be a two-part story, which is very known in that style over there. I think it will be great. It definitely, if you've been on this ride, you know that this is one of your stops.
This I have a huge objection to. Okay.
All right, hit me.
If you're the Skinless Man, what are you doing in the desert?
Not a place you want to be, man.
I don't.
Away from any sand at all. Granular is not for you.
I am thinking that I have a lot of doubt in this person's decision-making skills right away. Doesn't mean it's a bad story, but the dude himself should probably get a sidekick or something to just keep him on track, right?
Yes.
Now on the B will be popular. You know that it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now we go into the elephant in the room. Let's talk about the big boy from Vault Comics. Hilariously, that it's our biggest comic this week, featuring the smallest of villains on the planet. The sweet butterfly is turning into a nasty dancing plague, bloodthirsty insect. It got some spark early on, and boy howdy has it just shot to the moon. I think people are really into this bad boy, and I can kind of see why. It just has everything you want for a #1 comic. A very intriguing concept, a story that everyone can grab onto. New York Times bestselling author Jeremy Robinson on it, and I just think that people are going to really dig this. Whether you're into thriller, horror, or like butterflies and wacky stories, I think that Vault Comics has hit one out of the park, and it is already shooting to the moon on eBay. We are priced aggressively to sell off of our rack at $25 a piece. And I think that if you want to read this book and don't want to miss out, I would suggest getting it as soon as possible.
So I have a couple pieces here about this. FOC prices. This is a great question. You know what, Nom? It's like he's setting us up, isn't it? It's just there. Nom, anyone who ordered at FOC before we had to lock in orders locked in their price. That was a really good idea. Good idea for anybody who turns around and listens to two dudes babble about what you might want to look at and all this. So there are several people who are getting this from us for $3.99.
Oh, and Nom, I went and found receipts, just so you know. We did talk about Nectar in a big way.
Here's the thing. Nom telling you didn't talk about Nectar and questioning you. You know what I really question about that? Then how did Nom order it?
Yeah, how did he order it? Yeah. Who did he listen to, Nom?
He had to get it from somewhere. Okay, back to story time here. Story time. Suspiria Villachez, the black bag variant. We cannot come close to showing you what the art is on this book at all. You can go look it up online and see what it is. But it will be very, very popular. And it is it fits the story. It fits why it needs a black bag. All of that stuff is very true. We have very few copies of that left. Those are going very quickly for this. You'll also note that what happened to all the others? Well, we only had the 1 in 10s. Those are sold out. We also have foils. Now, the foils are not available online because we do have still, I believe it's 4 foils right now, but there is a print run defect on the foils. The foiling did not come through very well. So you need to check with us at the counter about that. We just don't want to turn around and put that out there and have blindly people buying that stuff and then being disappointed in condition.
Correct. So, their value exceeds the damage that we're comfortable with selling, and we want to make sure that everybody agrees before we hand it over.
Yep. I'm pretty sure, Nam, your pull was for a black bag. I think you'll have it in your email. You'll know which one it was, but that's what I remember and all this. But if you're interested in the foils, see us here in the store. Yes, we're sorry we can't put that online and do that, but I hope you guys understand that we just don't want to end up with a bad experience out there of bad condition type stuff where you don't think it's good enough. Again, this isn't a case where like our box got kicked by UPS. It looks like the foiling process in itself has some flaw. And so we want you to see that before you're buying any of that there. They'll be available at the counter. Please check in with Richie or Matt, whoever's up at the counter and all this. They can help you out with that.
Yeah. Honorable mention, we have number ones is Disney Villains is getting Gaston with Greg Pak at the helm. I think it's going to be great. Seems like it's going to be a POV, so I think it'll be funnier than anything. But if that is your wheelhouse, make sure to pick it up. And then one I really, really wish I got to talk to Sean about, but just couldn't. Floating World Comics has Hannah and the Hells versus the Beatles. I think this is a Devil Went Down to Georgia style story about the Beatles trying to get out of hell. And it just seems so independent and so punk rock that I wanted to highlight it for my fans of that style.
Nice. I had one more out there, and this is kind of also talking about the, how do you combat the hotness if you're a little bit late to the table kind of idea.
Yeah. I think we're going to the same place. Yep.
We're still hot on Dork. We're still hot on Dork. Two things.
Sure are.
You need it now. It's $15 for a second print. Again, still we're aggressively priced compared to what it's selling for online. There is a third print on the way. We already took orders in on it. We did order quite a bit of it. I expect the third print to be much more reasonable in pricing, a little bit less collectible. Again, these things happen about when does stuff break and how much got ordered. And when people announce how few printings there are on, say, like the second print, then things go on there. But I do want to highlight here what's called the thank you variant, and let's talk about this because
let's talk to the collectors here.
This is a collector book.
Yes,
very much. The thank you variants. Image has always supported comic book stores very well, and especially when we get on board with a book and go gung ho on it, they always will turn around and do something like this and say thank you. What does thank you mean? They send it out to the stores that supported the book, but they send out one copy. So it doesn't matter whatever their line in the sand was for however many you had to order. You couldn't have gotten 2. You couldn't have gotten multiple. You get 1. So this one thank you variant is all that we were offered on this, and that's why it carries the collectible price of $50.
That is correct. So if you're looking for the Dork, there are not going to be many of them out there. That's the one right there.
Yeah. If you're doing that whole, I got to get it all, which gets a little crazy because there's a lot of people jumping on the store variants of those.
Yes.
So Dork may never end. Like this. This is going to be sustained for a while.
All right. From there, I have a couple things I wanted to talk about to everybody so you stay in the know. Death over at Marvel Comics, Death Spiral begins. This guy snuck in before I got all of my tags in, so I want to make sure I call it out. Amazing Spider-Man number 23 is part of it. For those that are already tied of it through the portal, don't worry, I did catch you there. But I want to make sure everybody else sees it because I don't think it's on the crossover event filter. I will fix that this evening.
You're good.
Then next is over at DC, because the DC KO is ending. You're going to see a lot of new things on the banners. You can check out Batgirl, where we're gonna see like new powers and new storylines starting. The Curse of the Blood starts here. Looks like Batgirl's gonna get new powers. I think that's interesting and potentially keyworthy. Over
Well
at,
received. This would be where it starts, right?
that is correct. Poison Ivy, which I just wanted to do a runway with her variants because they are always fire, but also has Mayor Ivy starts here. So that's another one where I talk about we have some interesting new number ones kicking off.
Spot foil on that. And we can use this segue here to get over to what's
Yes.
starting right now this month in the, where's my cover? It's International Women's Day variants. They're all done by Lyrics. They're all, kind of a cover girl shot like this. They're all female characters, and there's 7 or 8 of them coming out. So that is if you like those theme month kind of things, this starts now. We didn't know about the theme until they really made a big deal of pointing it out to us in last week's newsletter, and you're like, great, we FOC'd almost all of this stuff already.
Correct.
But we already liked Lyrics. We were already in on some of that stuff there.
Mhm.
I'm going to touch real quickly here for Nam. Cost on the misprint foil of not necessarily misprints, because I
It's
think
not a
they
misprint.
are a lot. But I believe that they are 40. I think so. So if you want to know, send us a message. I can respond. I'll be working stuff here for the next couple hours here at the shop. Send me a message, and I can talk to you about those.
We are out of time, so I will speed run the last couple things I wanted to talk about. Daredevil Punisher has a Peach Momoko variant that's really, really good. X-Men has an excellent variant runway. And Batman this week actually is doing a new Joker story. So my Joker heads that really want to get in on that, don't miss out.
So much goodness. You can turn around and also look through this. Don't rely upon us to tell you everything and all this. You can use the system here just like we are. Place your orders. I'll pull them tonight. You'll be covered before we even open up the doors. So
That's right.
thank you, one. Thank you all for turning around and joining us. We enjoy doing this on Tuesdays. This show to talk about what's now. We'll enjoy to talk about the future on Sundays. And tomorrow night, I have been forced into conscription, and I must join Richie here to turn around and sling books. So
You and me again, man. All week long.
I'm bringing chaos.
That's right.
Let's go.
The only way we can get him to learn is if we just make it worse for him every time.
Yeah, we're gonna punish the hell out of Sean for doing this stuff. But join us here to 5:30 tomorrow, and we will see you then.
See ya.
Don't miss in 26. Check out the highlights for New Comic Book Day March 4th, 2026. Batman moves to issue number 7. Absolute Superman and Flash continue, and the end of DC KO is revealed. Iceman and Moonstar release new number 1s. Star Wars focuses on the Red Menace in Shadow of Maul. The X-Men get an annual. Find out what it takes to clear your name after being in the wrong place, at the wrong time. All while going in and out of consciousness in Narco. The extremely limited Marvel team-up number 14 is back, and Lost Fantasy continues. Explore the lands unknown in the world of Hellboy with The Skinless Man. The highly anticipated insectoid thriller Nectar drops. Sonic the Hedgehog gets a racing one-shot. Get what you want, and more, at iwantmorecomics.com.